Okay, let's dive right into this. If you're a marketing executive, honestly, you should probably just print this quote out and tape it directly to your monitor. We have officially moved way past the era where generating a quirky AI image was enough to get you a cute PR stunt. Today, artificial intelligence in marketing is a board-level strategic engine. It's all about finding fundamental operational leverage. You aren't just competing on who has the flashiest creative anymore. You're competing on who has the absolute best underlying system to actually deploy that creative. Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're cracking open the modern marketing executive's playbook to see exactly how top-tier brands are driving some truly massive ROI with artificial intelligence. And look, we're not talking about abstract theory here. We're going to dig into hard, real-world case studies to see exactly how companies are boosting customer retention, slashing their acquisition costs, and just radically optimizing their daily workflows. Here is how we're breaking down the playbook today. First, we'll talk about moving beyond the AI stunt. Then, we'll look at radical operational efficiency, followed by personalization at massive scale. After that, we'll explore speed as a competitive moat. And finally, we'll wrap up with the absolute prerequisite to all of this: governance. All right, Section 1, Beyond the AI Stunt. Expectations versus reality. Think about the massive shift in mindset we're seeing across the entire industry right now. In the early days, which, let's be real, was really only a couple of years ago, just using AI in a campaign was a novelty. It was a gimmick to get a press release. But expectations have completely shifted. Now, the new reality is all about AI as a system. The brands actually winning right now aren't just producing faster, cheaper creative, they're building highly governed workflows that deliver on those strict board-level expectations. But, and this is a really big but, human strategy is still the ultimate safeguard for your brand equity. We saw this play out recently with Toys R Us releasing a fully Sora-generated brand film and Coca-Cola remaking their iconic Holidays Are Coming ad with AI. In both of those cases, there was some pretty significant public backlash. Why did that happen? Because nostalgia is incredibly high-risk territory. The data clearly shows that when a brand trades heavily on emotional memory, audiences will flat-out reject a synthetic substitute for real human warmth. In this game, context is quite literally everything. Moving right along to Section 2, Radical Operational Efficiency. Basically, getting things done faster, cheaper, and better. Now, this is where we directly address the stuff the C-suite is constantly stressing over: lowering customer acquisition costs and entirely removing those painful production bottlenecks. Just take a look at this number: $40 million. That is the estimated annual profit improvement reported by Klarna after an AI assistant replaced 700 customer service agents. And on the creative side of the house, AI slashed their campaign image production cycle from 6 agonizing weeks down to just 7 days. That is what true operational leverage looks like. And the growth metrics we're seeing are just as staggering. Take Tomorrow's Sleep, a startup in the incredibly cutthroat mattress market. They achieved a 100 times increase in their organic monthly traffic. We're talking about growing from 4,000 to 400,000 visitors in a single year. How did they pull that off? By completely overhauling their content strategy. They used AI to identify content gaps and aggressively optimized for search intent. And for brands with massive global footprints, AI is literally decoupling creative production from physical constraints. H&M, for example, used AI-powered fashion forecasting alongside AI digital twins for their lifestyle imagery. By predicting trends more accurately and adjusting their store-level allocations, they actually reduced unsold inventory by 21%. They're producing localized, high-quality campaign variations without the absolute logistical nightmare of flying models all over the globe. Let's dive into Section 3, Personalization at Massive Scale. This is all about driving actual revenue and retention. What's really fascinating here is how we're transitioning from simple cost-saving measures directly into top-line revenue drivers. Personalization isn't just some nice-to-have feature anymore. It fundamentally eliminates wasted ad spend. When advertisers used Meta's Advantage Plus generative AI tools to automatically whip up image variations and test them in real time, they saw an average 11% improvement in cost per result compared to non-AI campaigns. It is literal mathematical optimization of your media spend. We're also seeing this massive impact in conversion rate optimization. Euroflorist deployed AI-driven multivariate testing across their entire website. So instead of your standard slow A/B testing, the AI simultaneously tested thousands of variations of layouts, colors, and product placements based on real-time user behavior. This purely data-driven design approach yielded an immediate 4.3% bump in their conversion rates. But hey, personalization can also be super interactive and fun. Burger King launched the $1 Million Whopper contest, letting users submit a custom burger idea and instantly generating an AI preview, complete with a customized jingle. Netflix and Adidas did something very similar for a Stranger Things drop, using AI to serve highly personalized, context-aware ads based on what people were actually watching. In both cases, this interactive AI fueled massive social buzz. They essentially turned their own customers into a massive crowdsourced creative department. All right, Section 4, Speed as a Competitive Moat. Welcome to the era of reactive marketing. In the modern attention economy, if you can move at the speed of culture, you will utterly outperform slower rivals who are still sitting around a boardroom storyboarding their ideas. Think about this timeline. When McDonald's brought back the snack wrap, Popeyes wanted to respond. Using AI video and audio generation tools, a tiny team scripted, generated, and fully produced a rap video diss track targeting McDonald's. That whole thing went from a rough concept to a viral launch across multiple social platforms in under 3 days. Traditional agency timelines? There is simply no way they can touch that level of reactive speed. And let's look at how this builds across a few other industries. Mango pushed out a fully AI-generated fashion campaign for their teen line, massively speeding up creative production for rapid merchandise drops. The British Council used AI design automation to instantly localize over 1,000 ad assets across 7 different languages. And the financial startup Kalshi produced an AI-generated commercial that actually aired during the NBA final stream, and they did it for a fraction of the cost of a traditional TV shoot. High impact, high speed, totally startup budget. Which brings us to Section 5, and arguably the most important one, the governance prerequisite, protecting the brand. Look, we've talked about all these incredible ROI gains, but I need to be completely clear with you. Absolutely none of it matters if you don't have a governed system built underneath it all. Think of it like a classic hero versus villain story. The villains of modern marketing are revision debt, endlessly tweaking weird off-brand AI content, wasted ad spend, and bloated supplier reliance. The hero that defeats all of those systemic inefficiencies is a governed AI workflow. You cannot just give your team a generic AI prompt box and cross your fingers hoping for the best. Here's what the winning playbook actually looks like in practice. Take Coca-Cola's Create Real Magic platform. They partnered with OpenAI, sure, but they didn't just use standard out-of-the-box DALL-E. They loaded the system with their own proprietary brand assets and iconic historical imagery. They instituted strict brand guardrails, so the system literally couldn't produce off-brand content. And finally, human curation was still used to approve the standout work. It's a highly structured, totally brand-safe AI ecosystem. So the real secret sauce here is proprietary source material. L'Oreal used their own vast dermatological formulation data to power their AI beauty genius. Duolingo constrained GPT-4 strictly to their own proven teaching frameworks. When you ground AI in your unique, proprietary data, you create an uncopyable competitive moat. The AI stops being just a generic assistant and transforms into a highly specialized extension of your specific brand identity. To wrap up this executive briefing, here is your playbook going forward. First, erase that stunt mindset entirely. Use AI to systematically target your operational bottlenecks. Leverage dynamic tools to personalize at massive scale to boost your retention. Use reactive AI workflows to move at the actual speed of culture. And above all else, institute strict governance and proprietary guardrails long before you ever try to scale your output. I want to leave you with one final, somewhat provocative thought to take back to your teams. Look at your internal workflows right now and really ask yourself, are you just generating more ads, or are you actually building an operating system? Because the brands that are going to win this decade will be the ones who treat AI not as some shiny new camera, but as the fundamental operating system of their entire marketing department. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll see you next time.